there, this is Monica, and I wanted to share an anniversary card I made for my parents. And to make it, I used a Recollections corrugated card base, and I had painted like a whitewash look with my gesso primer overnight to let it dry. And it's kind of like that whitewash look. I just kind of painted it on just very quickly and just left some exposed areas. And then once that was dry, or while it was drying, I stamped out an image from Bee Bunny Perfect Couple from Crafter's Companion. And it was that little circle image, as well as this larger image of the two rabbits, and also the sentiment to the perfect couple. And I colored the rabbits in with my Copic markers. And for the rabbit on the right-hand side, I used these Copic markers to shade and blend in the coloring. And then for the tummy and then the bottom of its feet, I used these two colors, and I also used these for the shadow underneath the two rabbits. I also I blended these three colors together for the ears for both rabbits. And I used this color just for that tiny little tag on the rabbit on the right. And for the hearts, I used a combination of these three reds. And then I used my Wink of Stella brush tip, and it's in clear. And I used that for the heart. And I'm not sure if it'll show on camera. Try my best. Oh, I think you can see that. It has a very subtle shimmer to the heart, so I added that. And then for the rabbit on the left, I used those pinks again for the ears and nose. And let's see, I used these kind of light to medium colored browns. And for the tummy and the bottom of his feet, I think I used these three. I'm not 100% certain because it was really late at night. But I think I grabbed these three. So it was close to that. So I also used a little heart locket metal embellishment from Michaels. And just that little heart. And I clipped on to the perfect couple from the sentiment from that stamp set. And I cut out the scallop circle and then that stitch circle with my Sizzix dies from the Circle Flippets. And it has several different circles, as you can see, lots to choose from. So I used a bunch of those. And then for the scallop circle, I inked around the edges with my Tim Holtz Worn lipstick and the sponge dauber. And then for the circle, and then also some of my pattern paper, I used the frayed burlap with my my dauber as well. And then the papers I used are from the Front Porch collection, and I used this floral paper with the cream background as well as the stitched floral paper as well. And then I backed it with some cardstock I had in my stash with like a dark chocolate brown as well as like a shimmery camel colored cardstock. Just did different layers, and I popped up the one layer of the rabbits on some foam tape to give it a little dimension. I also used some of this decorative trim, and it's like a printed floral pattern, and I just cut one of the roses apart and attached that to the card base. And then I also had this mini rose trim in ivory, and I did the same thing. I just gave it more dimension, so I popped that up on top of the larger rose. And then I added a tiny gingham bow sticker from Martha Stewart in the green at the bottom of the rose. And I also used some lace trim also for the card, just to layer it up a little bit and give it some dimension. So I believe that I've covered everything on the front of the card. So here's a close-up. And then on the inside, I had used some pattern paper that looks like an aged book, and I inked around the edges with my frayed burlap, and then attached a white doily. And then I used my Fiskars Heart Punch and punched out some scraps of paper, the coordinating colors. And then the sentiment, wishing you a fabulous anniversary, is an Amy R. stamp set called Wedding Sentiments 2. And these are clear stamps. And I used those two sentiments right there for that. And I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed the card, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad.